Hello everybody, my name's Hayden, and life is just a game. It's just a game, it always was a game. No one ever realizes. And I'm here today to give you the cheat codes, just like creative mode in Minecraft. You can just start cheating right now. You don't have to be like everybody else, you can start cheating. All you gotta do is focus. So let me explain something to you real fast so you can understand what I'm gonna say later in the video. So, here you got these two systems in the brain that are responsible for how you perceive your everyday world all the time. You are constantly creating reality through your mind. You never actually see reality as it is. You are constantly experiencing a controlled hallucination that's in your mind, and your body sends in, I think it's like 50 million bits of information per second. No, it's actually 11 million. I just checked. 11 million bits of information per second through your senses, and your conscious mind only perceives 50 bits of that information. So you are actually taking in a shitload of information. If you were able to perceive all of that information, it's just kind of like having autism. Like, I don't think you're able to like filter shit that well. But obviously even an autistic person can't perceive 11 million bits of information. At least I don't think they can. Your brain obviously has to filter a lot of that out, because it's like, okay, well, what do I need to survive? Like out in the savannas. Your default mode network, your identity, who you think you are, your ego, all that. It's a construct meant to protect you from threats. If you identify in your mind the lion as being a threat or the bear as being a threat, you identify with that in your mind as, I'm getting the fuck away from that thing, right? So it's entirely based upon fear, which is why it's not that useful to us, our modern society. Like, we're not very like survivalist kind of creatures anymore. We're kind of like, starting to create things, and we're not like there's abundance for our life all the time. But sometimes our default mode network gets in the way, and it makes us perceive through the reticular activating system things that are threats or that are bad, and it will literally cause us to focus on shit that does not matter. The quality of your life depends on the quality of the things that you focus on. If your default mode network is always focusing on bullshit, then you're always going to be in that like survival kind of state of like, what's the next thing I gotta worry about kind of thing. And if you're super attached to this, your ego, it's the same thing. You're just gonna be living a miserable life. I'm just gonna be honest. But apart from that point, your personality, which is this, your default mode network, is your reality, because your reticular activating system filters reality through your personality. If you tell your brain right now to scan your room for brown colors, look for brown right now in your room. Like, literally do this right now. It's gonna be crazy. Look around your room, see all the items in your room or wherever you are that are brown. Do the same thing. Look around your room for red. I bet you there's like a really high chance that your brain identified the same object as both brown and red, just in the separate instances. It's all about perspective. It really is. It's all about what you tell your brain to look for, because it will only look for what you tell it to look for, what is programmed to look for. So if you're always looking for, if you're so caught up in the fact that, oh, my life is horrible, I lack things, this and that, like, you're never going to get out of that state, because you're never going to see all the things that are right in front of you. So you have to begin to be aware of that first of all. But anyways, back onto some cheat codes. Let's get some cheat codes up and running. So basically how everything works, you are a person, you are this human being that does and believes certain things about who they are and how everything works. That causes them to behave a certain way, which is external. Then that causes them, who they are being causes them to behave, which causes them to receive certain things back from life. If you are a person that believes that the story that they lack abundance in their life, they lack joy, they lack love, like self-love, any of that, your mind will look for reasons for that to be true through the reticular activating system. So it's basically like you're running on a hamster wheel. You're never actually going anywhere. You're just in this like continuous habit of just like staying the same and receiving the same things. This is basically slave town. This is how most people live. They look externally for reality to validate them. And guess what? You just stay the same. If you look for reality to affirm who you are, you're going to have the same, which is going to lead you to be the same, which leads you to behave the same, and then it's a cycle. Like I said, I guess you could have figured this out by now. We have to change who we are down to every little aspect in order to behave a certain way automatically that will lead to us having different things than we usually would have, right? But the thing is, I don't even blame myself or anyone else for being like this, because it's hard to change. It really is. It really is hard to change. I feel like getting an understanding of how the unconscious and subconscious mind work gave me an incredibly good understanding of how to change my state of being, which, by the way, your automatic state of being heavily subconscious when you go out into the world and interact with people, highly subconscious. So if you are able to change your subconscious mind, that changes how you be and then how you behave, and then boom, you have more. And usually when we go out into the world, we're not consciously aware of all the subconscious thoughts that are going on all the time. If you sit and observe people, if you watch people out in the world and you just pay attention to their body language and the way they speak, you can learn so much about how, like, what their attitude is about themselves, and also about what they perceive that they lack, what they, like, if they feel, like, even comfortable, like, in their own skin. Like, if they, like, you can tell a lot about how people think of themselves just by watching them. You need to watch yourself. Gotta be honest. You gotta watch yourself. Because if you're not aware of the thoughts that are going on in your head when you're, like, out and about, like, if you're just letting them control the shit out of you, like, you're gonna be in slave town again. And we don't want that here. We're trying to turn on creative mode here. So you need to first become aware of who you currently are. Make those unconscious, like, beliefs about the world and yourself, like, very present. Like, you have to be aware of them, and then they lose power over you. So look for your demons, conquer the demons, and then you can get to actually, like, changing who you are, like, at your core. So, being equals subconscious, like I said. Now, here's why most people believe in the fact that, you know, I have to go out and work for the things I want to either become or have in my life. Like, if I want money, I'm gonna go get a job and work my ass off. External stimuli. Your brain sees something that's different, especially when you have some strong, intense emotion that's tied to that. It will trigger neuroplasticity, the external stimuli will trigger neuroplasticity, which opens your brain up to be reprogrammed. And then the emotional charge gets deep into the subconscious. It gets a seat in the unconscious, essentially. The more you give seats to experiences, the more the old ones will start to disappear and go away. And again, don't even blame anyone for this, because it's completely normal. The thing is, us humans are different from animals because we have a thing called imagination. If you think, this is an example, because and I'm saying it because it makes sense, everyone's experienced it before. If you think about like sex, then your body's gonna definitely start responding as if you're actually having sex. You know what I'm saying? So, your mind and body don't know the difference between external and internal. So, we could go ahead and just replace this with internal. You have to visualize your new self and all the things you want, and you need to be very specific, very specific. So you need to have a vision in your mind of what's the version of me that already has my dream life, and then just become that through this. So you need to emotionally charge these visualizations. You can do that by having your friends in the visualizations like cheering you on and shit. You can have like a significant other like hugging you because you like achieved something. You need to just emotionally charge a reality that's created in your head, and then boom, subconscious reprogram. And then guess what? Because you're being someone else because of the visualization, then you're going to start to receive things externally that align more to that visualized self. And then once you start to experience things that are more aligned to that, then the external stimuli will start to help you again, give you more emotional charge, boom, more subconscious reprogramming, and then you're just on this like winning train essentially. Then you're using like the full capacity of your brain to actually go and achieve what you want to achieve, essentially. And if you continuously hold the idea of, oh, I want that, but it's in the future. No, you have to you have to feel as if you have it right now. If you don't have it right now, it's never gonna happen. Actually, that's not true. You can David Goggins your way to achieving things. This is just way easier, like in every way. Like I don't know why you wouldn't be doing this unless you just didn't know about it. And the crazy thing about all this, once your brain learns how to do this, internal stimuli, neuroplasticity, plus emotion, you change. And then as a result, your external changes, the way you behave changes, you get external validation for that visualization that you've been doing. And before I forget, alongside this, you need to shift your identity. Your identity, again, default mode network. Your reticular activating system will start to filter opportunities for you based on identity. If you believe they're already, for me, I want to be a neuroscience researcher. I want to go study some compounds, some illegal compounds. I already believe I have it. I already believe I'm there. I identify with the person that has it. So guess what? My brain, boom, filters for potential realities. I will actually become that person. And that also comes with sacrifice. You need to sacrifice things that aren't going to be a part of that self that actually achieves the things, you know what I'm saying? So if you fucking play video games, smoke weed, if you do things that version of you that has those things doesn't do, then you need to just, again, right now, quit those things now. And then you will actually start to believe that you are that person because you are doing the things that you need to do. This stuff matters a lot, but you actually need to do work as well. Okay, it's not all one side or the other. You need to balance the two. You need to combine the two together because your body and mind know when you're bullshitting. You can't just lie to them. You need to actually act as if you are changing to match your desired self, essentially. And the crazy thing is, I was going to say this earlier, but I lost my train of thought. Your brain will start to learn this, just like any other skill. It will learn, oh, I do this, I visualize that, boom, emotional charge, subconscious reprogramming. This becomes a part of your default mode network, your default mode of thinking. So then it just becomes automatic. Brain wants something, wants to be someone, boom, goes back to this automatically. You don't even have to consciously think about it. Crazy shit, right? And I think I said this earlier, but you need to do the work on yourself. You need to make the unconscious conscious. You need to be aware of your beliefs, your unconscious beliefs that you have about yourself and the world and other people. It's called shadow work. I'd look into it if I were you. I'll probably make a video on shadow work specifically because I think it's extremely important for personal development. And there's one more thing. So a part of your body taking in sensory information, your conscious mind only gets 50 bits of that information, right? There's 11 million bits of other information, but guess what? Your nervous system gets almost all that information. Your nervous system is built to protect you from threats as well. If your nervous system detects a threat, boom, sends a signal to your brain, it goes, oh, there's a threat. If your nervous system is still aligned to that old you will be afraid of success because your nervous system is unfamiliar. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It just knows familiar and unfamiliar. And if your future desired reality doesn't seem familiar to your nervous system is gonna reject the shit out of it. So this, naturally, you can't force a dramatic change within like a day or two. You need to take weeks or months even. You need to slowly make your nervous system more familiar with the actions you take, the places, the people, things you do. Because if you, like, for example, if you start doing this, if you're poor and you start reeling in some income finally, or like people that win the lottery, for example, if you win the lottery and your subconscious is programmed for, oh, I don't deserve this, I'm not that person, you know. Your nervous system, even if there's proof right in front of you, boom, I have $1 million now because of the lottery, it's gonna reject the shit out of it. It's gonna literally make you get rid of it. Because if you're a monkey and you got all the bananas, dude, all the other monkeys are after your ass, bro. They want your bananas. Like, it's actually over for you if you have all the bananas. So evolutionarily, it makes sense. Your nervous system is going to tell you, yo, get rid of this. So you need to make it familiar with, like, okay, this is safe. This is safe. Having all this money is safe. It's completely fine. No one's after me. Which, like, realistically, if you win the lottery, there's probably people after you. But, like, I don't think any of us are winning the lottery, so you're fine. But understand that your body is not on your side immediately. You need to take it easy. Essentially, it won't happen overnight, but it will happen if you stick to it. If you do this every day, if you meditate, please meditate. You need to detach from the default mode network. You need to understand that it is not aligned to me right now. And yeah, boom, now you're in creative mode. You can literally just create whatever you want. You can step out of the hamster wheel now and you can run a totally different direction. Any direction you really want, actually. You can literally have anything. End video.